Hello and welcome. Welcome to a tour for Tunbridge Wells and Maidstone RSPCA. If you're new to my channel, please note that we will be having a pre-tour chat for about 15 minutes and then you can scroll through to watch the tour start, which will be at 7 p.m. UK time. No, it won't be. It will be at yes, 7 p.m. Losing track of time. How is everybody? Hello, Fran. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Casey. Hello, Pizzazz. We're here all for the kitties today. It's going to be... Hello, Anne. Thank you for your donation. I saw that just before I went live. Looking forward to showing you my furries today. They are very, very cute. And I got to see some lovely little kittens yesterday at the cattery as well. We have greys. We have some with a mummy. And, well, the greys have a mummy. And then we have some that have been brought to us without their mummy. So, hello, Trista. So lots of kittens at the moment at the cattery, and we still have a pregnant mummy. Leonie Leslie, I think you'll find. Hello, Mr. Michael. Hello, Cassie. I'm wearing my Bambi top, obviously. Do like a bit of Bambi. If I'm looking flushed, it's not because it's been tropical today. Hello, Sarah. It's actually because I've just had a hot shower and obviously it was too hot. So I come out trying to get rid of all the aches and pains from doing the back lawn, which was a bit like tackling a jungle. Hello, Claire's mummy, Mary. Mike can only stay for the pre-tour. Michael. Did I say hello, Rosie, or did I dream it? Hello, Claire, daughter of mummy. And hello to anybody that's hiding in the background. It's made my freckles pop. Sounds a bit... well, that actually probably might be maybe because I have been out in the sun. And previously, because it has been some nice weather. Unfortunately, I've been working so much this week that I haven't had any time really to sit out in the nice weather. But I have noticed, yes, that my freckles have been a little bit yeah, not in a violent way, or indeed in a kind of a spot way. I hope, yes, they just pop. But hello anyway. So yes, it's Bank Holiday Monday tomorrow in the UK. Thank the Lord, I've been working all weekend. Hello, Laurie. So I'm rather tired, but I haven't been working all weekend, that's a lie. I actually was at the cattery yesterday and working, but I was at the cattery, so that was rather lovely. Isn't it funny? Nobody's ever happy. If somebody has freckles, they don't want freckles. If they don't have freckles, they want freckles. I suppose I'm fairly ambivalent now. They are there in the summer and then they go and hide. That comes from my mother, who is a rather freckly. But she also can't get in the sun because otherwise she would burn. So it was originally, I think, meant to rain today, and it didn't, thankfully, but I think it might rain tomorrow. So on the day then I don't need to do much work tomorrow. It's actually not going to be nice weather. My stepfather has been discharged for the second time literally about an hour ago. So all good fun. So where is everybody? Where is everybody on this Bank Holiday Sunday? That doesn't apply to anybody that's not in the UK. because you are going to go crazy for the Bengal. Crazy for the Bengal. Crazier. In some cases, hello lethargy. Just crazy, if you're not already crazy. It rained a bit up there. It was quite chilly and breezy. Yes, I was a bit chilly. I actually had to put, I was going to say a top on. I was wearing a top. I had to put a warmer top on. I mean, now, of course, I'm so warm. I thought to myself, oh, I'll be cold in the spare room. I'll have to wear my fleece. And I went in and had a tropical shower. And now I'm like, oh, I don't need anything. Dark clouds, they were showing, but they haven't as yet deposited anything. It does mean, I suppose, if it rains, I can do a bit of that thing that they call housework. Leslie was very windy this morning. That'll be because of the sprouts. Windy and cold, yes. North London. Well, interestingly enough, I was looking because, of course, my sister lives down in Hampshire. My brother lives up in Twickenham, and I'm obviously in Maidstone. And just watching between that triangle, the difference of temperatures. So my brother was hotter, then it was me, and then it was my sister. Margaret's also very windy, but she was windy this afternoon. Well, the thing is, Laurie, you can only say no to housework for so long. And then eventually you have to tackle it. Unfortunately, the cats do not assist in any of the household chores, but they do make lots of mess. So that's lovely. I've probably got about enough fur growing in places that I could make another cat if I so desired, but I do not actually so desire. Oh, I'll be honest, did you see the photo on Lonely and Tour with that little black kitten? Oh, it's so squidgy. It's lovely in Cardiff, a little cooler than it has been, but there are a couple of patches of threatening cloud. Oh, I say, what does a cloud do when it threatens? Laurie is living proof that housework doesn't actually... Well, I'm sure you've vacuumed or swept or cleaned the sink at some point. I did actually already do some housework. I did clean the kitchen sink today. Go me. Hello, Marlene. How lovely. You're going to enjoy these little treacles. And you can mud wrestle with Casey while you're there. Chicago, it gets nice to 80s for a day and then back to 59. Good Lord. Well, I had, what did I have? About 24. And I think that was Friday. It was 24 and I had to nip to the shops and I was in the car and it was like I was in an oven and I actually thought, I don't need it this hot. I would be more than happy with 20. Oh, you only moved in 4 years ago. Oh, okay. But you'd still clean the kitchen sink surely in 4 years. Don't need to know if you haven't. Semi-nice day in Texas. You've had severe thunderstorms most of the week last week. Gosh. Oh, how is Leslie saying hello to Carolyn? I haven't seen Carolyn join. How has that worked? Oh, she did. Didn't see you there. Hello, Carolyn. Texas has a few thunderstorms, does it? Fortunately, you don't get many of those. I don't particularly like them. Sure, I would attract a lightning strike if there were many of them. So we got 6 minutes to go till we go live. 6 minutes. What else was I going to tell you? What else has been exciting? I've had my third delivery of cat food, which has got damaged food in it. So frustrating. I think I should create a collection of all the photos I've taken of ruined cat food sachets that I've sent to the manufacturers. It makes such a wonderful spread. It's pouring with Trista. And it started raining with lethargy because she started wearing her sandals, so it's actually only lethargy's fault that it's raining. I'm glad you wouldn't miss it, Carolyn, nor would I. You were going to email your money guy. Oh, have a money guy. I don't have a money guy, I have a bank. As in, voila. Voila. Yes. Voila, here I am. Definitely don't want a tornado. Thank you very much. That would be a little bit scary. I would worry that there are people, aren't there, who chase tornadoes, which I think is very scary. Did my front fence ever get sorted out? No, I haven't got around to replacing it. And yes, it is a little one of the little thingy things that go on the fence. Not the fence panel, because it's a picket fence. One of the pickets. Not sure that's what it's called. Anyway, I noticed fallen off. I was like, oh well, really should do that at some point when I have this time, this elusive time. But they did send the money to replace the fence. Very sad. I saw a photo of a laburnum yesterday, and I was like, I used to have one of those outside until they killed it. Very sad indeed. And then I had, apparently every week, I thought it was once a month, scouts come around, all the guides, and they come and take the cardboard to be recycled. And I was out there in my little night top, and I was putting some cardboard in the bin. And just as he turned, he said, oh, do you want us to take that? I said, hold on, oh, bear with me. As I dashed back indoors to put something less skimpy on. I said, yes, you can have my cardboard, but please could you come back when I'm fully dressed? What is it? It's Bambi. I've already said, Bambi. My niece bought it for me. There's a strong theory that it's actually a night top. But my theory is that I don't care. And I wear it as a top. Which of course it is. But I love Bambi. I'm a massive Bambi fan. Well, Thumper Bambi. Yes, Marlene, so tips, I have pinned to the chat. Yes, it is Thumper. I have pinned the chat. I keep saying Bambi, and you're right, it's actually Thumper. So I don't know why I keep saying Bambi. I do apologise. But what I want to say is Thumper was in Bambi, the film. You see, in my head, it's working. And now that's it. The thought process of speaking to Marlene, talking about Thumper, and trying to read something about the tornado. They had a tornado where my brother lives, north of Toronto. It picked up the tourist train and dropped it sideways away from the track. That's terrifying. I mean, it actually even says Thumper, but of course it's back to front. So I love Thumper and I love Bambi. Can we just leave it? I'm wearing a top. I love them both. So yes, anyway, I'll talk about the tips later. We'll get on to that when we start the tour. So we've got 1 minute 15 seconds. Hello, Dawn. Please save me from my confusing a rabbit and a deer. Deer, I've confused a rabbit. I did see some bunnies, didn't I, on the tour last week. Unfortunately, I didn't get to show you them. But then it made me think of the tour I did round Watman Park, showing you the Shaun sheep sculptures. And we did get to see some bunnies, even though they were little bunnies. I mean, they weren't little bunnies. On the screen, they looked like little bunnies. They were actually normal-sized bunnies. Ah, Ginny, I love the fact that you met up with Dawna. How super was that? So Ginny's gone out to Vienna and she bumps into Dawna, her oldest friend, which is just wonderful. And I'm really jealous because I would like to be bumping into people in Vienna. Hello, Sue and Rolo. So let me see. I imagine, oh, nearly, very so closely, nearly, but not quite, 7 o'clock. You've just left her in the centre of town to misbehave herself. How lovely. coincidences bumping into people abroad. It's 7 p.m, says my spanner. So that means it's time to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I am going to be showing you a couple of different, usually I might do a tour and it's just one cat, but I've decided to spice it up a little bit today. So we are going to start with seeing Wren and Swift, who are some gorgeous, gorgeous little kittens. And then we're going to go and meet a Bengal. Yes, indeed we are. So if you haven't seen a Bengal, this is going to be quite exciting. If you have seen a Bengal, it's still going to be exciting. The tour, thank you very much for those who support me. Please like the video, please share the video, please tell all your friends, publicise it on the news. But also, I donate any tips, thank you very much, to Maidstone RSPCA, and that means that then they can obviously fund any food or pay the vet bills or whatever is needed when you're looking after a large number of rescue cats. So without further ado, let us go on to the very first video. Now, let us go. Now, hold on one second, because actually I've just had a realisation that I set up the video as, sorry, I've set, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll talk sense in a minute. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, which meant you wouldn't be able to hear now. You're always exciting, Rosie. What you've not seen before on my tours is actually seeing how they escape the little carriers. So I thought we'd do a little reveal here. Yeah, I know, Marlene. We have a calico and we have a ginger. So the calico is, let me get this round the right way. The calico is called Wren and the male is called Swift. I did try and convince the cattery manager that Swift should have a different name because it made me think of Taylor Swift, and it confused me with the male and the female, but there they are, Wren and Swift. And Swift is little. Now, I'll talk to you about why he's little in a minute, but let's just for a moment, let's just see them being gorgeous. And that's me obviously holding on to the carrier to make sure that when they're leaning on the other side, they don't then ping out like a boomerang across the floor. Yeah, the calico has got...
Hello, babies.
Beautiful.
You're a beautiful, beautiful kitten.
They are brother and sister.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, that's fine. Will somebody get that? And I get to stroke them while I'm doing this, which is, as you can imagine, a hardship. Now, Wren has gone off exploring to create chaos, as only kittens can do. And of course now, Swift is, okay then, I'm free. What was I in? What's the meaning of life? I would love to know what goes on in their furry little heads. Oh, do you know what, Leslie? You are so right. All the cats and kittens go to that corner. You know why? Because it's incredibly difficult for me to film them. I swear to goodness, that is the only reason I think that it happens. And you can see we've got some space toys there with their little plastic balls in there. But yeah, no, now he's like, oh, what are you doing? Where's my sister? So it's actually quite a sad story. That was me moving a chair, scared them. So that was clever, because as I'm getting older, I'm finding it harder and harder just to actually levitate. So their mum, Robin, is between a year, 18 months old, so she's only quite young. And these videos were taken on Valentine's Day, by the way. Now, I met them. They came in on sort of I think it was the 18th of November. I met them on the 30th. And the reason is they were actually picked up by the inspector, because although Mum Robin had these two, they were only 2 days old, and she already had a daughter, Hattie. And Hattie was about 14 weeks old. So she had Hattie 14 weeks earlier, and then she gave birth to these two. So again, just the real issue of not neutering. But the reason is that Hattie had a suspected broken leg. And fortunately, obviously she went and was scanned, but it was actually badly bruised, not broken. But Hattie was quite, hi Ronnie, Hattie was quite, it was really sad, because we obviously had to split Hattie up from her mum, because her mum suddenly had two little teenies. So Hattie had to deal with that. She also had to deal with, obviously, the fact that she was not in a great way. But she came to Maidstone RSPCA, and of course we do what we do best, which is look after them very, very well. Sadder still, Robin had actually given birth to 3 kittens, but the little black kitten passed away. If you think about it, she'd had kittens. Hattie, of course, was left over, so I guess I hadn't been able to rehome her. And then she'd given birth to 3 more. So now little Ginge was very touch and go, which is why they stayed with us for longer. He was very small. We had to help him eating. He basically wasn't feeding very well. So what we ended up doing is mixing up some food, some cat milk, proper cat milk, not the stuff that you buy from the supermarket. Hi Joy. And some sort of kitten food, mix it up into a paste. And of course he was a little bit, shall we say, slow. So I watched him, and he ate a little bit from the bowl, and then he stopped. And he didn't seem to realise that he could go round the bowl once he'd eaten up the bit on that bowl. So I was lifting him up and moving him along, and then finish eating that bit. Now the food's run out again, and I'd pick him up and put him on the couple of inches along until we moved him all the way round the bowl. So we were really focusing on keeping him alive, really, making sure he was getting the nutrients that he needed. Because of that, he just wasn't big enough to have his first vaccination. He was just too underweight, so there was a delay, obviously, getting him to his new home. Now, I actually, as I say, I met them on the 30th of November, and I actually showed a lovely couple of previous adopters. They'd had a cat from us who had sadly passed, and they'd made contact with us, and I showed them Hattie, who is a bit of a bigger version of the calico that we see here, and Robin. And they could have taken Hattie straight away, or they would have to wait for Robin's kittens. So they'd have to wait about another sort of, well, 7 weeks. And they did. They reserved Robin and they waited for her. They did pop in again and I showed them Robin again. And it was just, it's really heartwarming when you've got a mummy who's obviously been through a lot, just in a very short space of time. 2 litters, and knowing that you've got these lovely, lovely people who can't wait to take her home. So they waited, and she did get rehomed, and obviously they adore her, and she's now able to be, because again, she's still just really a baby herself, so she did get fed up with the kittens. She was like, yeah, I'm just want to be a cat now. So don't want to be mum, want to be a cat now. So she then had the TLC and the attention. And these two are causing chaos in another wonderful home. And Hattie, although she wasn't reserved then, she actually did go home on the 9th of December. And she's got an owner who loves her to bits. And of course, Hattie is no doubt being incredibly naughty, as these two will be, because they're just little. Although I say that, Peach is coming up for 3 in August, and she's still, yeah, I don't think she'll stop being naughty. And don't you just love it when they hit their heads on the chair? Because they're paying no attention. Apollo is around. He's I think he might be outside, or he's already been in the lounge, the bedroom, sleeping. So with the kittens, they are too young to be neutered, and what happens is a requirement of any adopter is that they take them to the vets we use, and they then get neutered. With the older cats, they would already be neutered, so any cat from sort of 5 to 6 months would be neutered before they go out. Yep. Well, of course, the kittens don't. This is the reception area, so when I do the tours, they come out, and obviously this is the first time they've seen this space. And this is very much like when you get kittens home, and they want to look at everything. And he's just got the most gorgeous little face. It really does pull at the old heartstrings. And yes, it is scary how time flies. It was 2022 that Peach and Apollo came home. So this was, as I say, this was taken on the Valentine's Day, and they were homed early March. Robin was homed late January. She was very happy. And now these Yeows, these are brilliant. I've got some of them, and the cats absolutely love them. I should get sponsored by Yeow, I think, and they should send me free things. Because these are really catnippy. And they get very soggy. And as you can see, he likes the nip. And of course it doesn't actually work for all cats, and it wears off after a while, but he is literally in catnip heaven at this moment in time. And she is wondering why on earth he is so fascinated with this toy. And this is pure love. And she's still like, I think I need some of this, whatever it is. Can I get in on the act? And this is when they do their, I don't know if anybody watched ice skating, but this is kind of looks like the end of the bolero. That was Torval and Dean then with their joint. Hello, Tina. Well, you'll see that, yeah, she will get in on the act at some point. But he's literally, he's all over that sardine. I did actually feel a bit like, oh, they're very young. Should I actually be introducing them to such cat drugs? Cats on ice, yeah, exactly. I love how Americans call and Canadians, sorry Tina. I love how people from North America call cats orange, because in the UK we call them ginger, and I think you call them tricolour instead of calico. I believe these two would have been renamed anyway. We named them obviously in the cattery for the purposes of giving them an identity, knowing who they are, but generally if people are rehoming kittens, they will give them new names. Oh, you call them ginger as well, Tina? But I just like the orange. Oh, and calico. And Marlene's a redhead and nobody calls us ginger over here. Calico and marmalade. Oh, see, it's all coming out now. Look at the sun. Ginny's apparently a gonger, which means she's been on the sauce in Vienna. No, I'm going to call you a gonger from now on. Oh, Linda's popped in as well. Well, it's interesting because I keep calling her calico, but actually she's almost more of a, she's kind of almost a tortico, because the colours, maybe I've been on the sauce as well, the colours are more splodgy than patches. Ginny's had a lot of red wine, we can tell, Ginny. Ginny, you gonger. It just feels to me like his legs aren't quite tall enough for the rest of his body yet. Oh yes, I've seen a lot of things about orange cats having only one brain cell, but I've never got that. Obviously my love of gingers, I've never thought that they're any more daft than the others. Now, of course, he wants to know what she's doing. Sniffing the litter tray. That's Caesar's litter tray. Oh, very nice. Just such entire cuties these are. Look at him go, see? Oh, he's fierce. Of course, not coming anywhere near the hands, having far too much fun. Don't want to risk getting caught. Calicos can be very sassy. I have a calico and she's on the top end of the sassy scale. Yeah, he's just a little treacle. But she's an absolute gorgeous. Not all calicos are. Some are absolutely soft puddings. That's me moving stuff again. It sounded like I was vacuuming. Yes, we wouldn't split them up. He does have little legs, doesn't he? Yes. Me trying to find out what they're getting up to here. Yes, exactly. And then going, no, you shouldn't be here, should you? No. Stop squidging about. Yes, thank you. Return to your stations. I have no idea what the fascination is to get under the lid of the carrier. And, aha, what is the... Oh, I found the catnip. I now see... Oh, get off me, you fool. Oh, let me have another sniff. No, it was mine, you've had it, get off. No, it was mine first. Ah, Mitzi. Naughty Mitzi. You'll have to watch the first bit back. And then this is literally not a lot of serious fighting going on there, was it? But she has found... Oh, yeah. She's found the Yeo. And, bit of sibling naughtiness going on here. She's doing a full stretch. Oh, look at those legs, stretchy legs. Look at that wonderful, wonderful underneathness. What is not to love with this cat? Look at that face. And then she's seen the camera and gone, I'm not so sure now. What is that big thing pointed in my face? So he's back on it. Woohoo, look at me, look at my underneathness. That does look like she did just slap him in a place that she shouldn't have slapped him, but, you know, let's move on. Tina, you must miss the beginning. They are not together, they are in separate videos. We are seeing Wren and Swift first, and then we will be seeing Caesar the Bengal. So we have 30 minutes of these delightful little ones. So enjoy the last few minutes. He is a lot smaller. But whether or not when he's an adult, he makes up for it. And see, look, he's on his hind legs there, trying to be all tall and. And did you see there a little chomp on the corner of that box? For no good reason. And that was some sort of Olympic motion that I think he wanted to show how sporty he was. And then, of course, they're both hiding here, which is an absolute nightmare for me with the gimbal and the camera. He is super cute. And this is when I nearly knocked myself unconscious on the corner of the table. Oh, well, I've just realised they would have been 2 months old, because if they were born on the 14th of November and this was done on, oh no, 3 months old, I can't count. 3 months old. 14th of November to when this was filmed on Valentine's Day. So I forgot, I should have sung them a little 3-month song. Yes, yes, yes. They had been. They are 3 months here, so well weaned. Eating solids like good little troopers. This is me making noises to try and encourage them to come away from out from under the table, because it's infuriating. And of course, what's more exciting is hiding behind things. And I'm not really sure what she was doing there, sniffing the underside of the table. I'm now actually leaning up to have a look, but now I can't see anything. No idea why they found it quite so exciting. Oh yes, that's a little belly there. And then there's me going, right then, I've now lost the kittens. Yes, I've lost the kittens. What am I to do? And I'm about to give up. Oh yes, RSPCA collection box. Maybe that's why they keep going over there, to see if there's some money in there to spend it on cat treats. And I think we're going to be finishing any moment. And there you are. So then what I've done is I have got some photos to share with you. So let's take that one off and let's show you. That is Hattie. So look at her little face. Not my little face, her little face. And Hattie was a delightful little kitten as well. Having a bit of a cuddle. Now that is Robin, and this is when she had those two little darlings. And as you can see, Hattie obviously takes after her mother, and you can see the ginger. Oh, what a deep ginger that is. And of course, look at him there. Just ridiculously cute, very purry. And let's not forget the little lady. It's a hard job volunteering at Maidstone RSPCA, but somebody's got to do it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to meet our Bengal called Caesar. So we've got two videos, one's 17 minutes long or one's 11 minutes long. We'll start with the 17-minute one because that's in the order that I took it. And would you believe it? I mean, it's interesting what the sun is actually doing. It's giving him this like kind of, gave him some sort of filter there. Caesar's been with us for about a year. He's about 2 to 3 years old. He was a stray, picked up with a bit of an injury. We think he may well have been used for breeding. Why have we had him for so long? This is going to get a little bit controversial. Caesar is a Bengal, so he needs an experienced home. So he would need to be the only animal in the home. Because actually, if there was another dog or another cat in the home, he's probably going to want to attack them because he's territorial. He wouldn't be any good with younger children. So we could look at perhaps, there's obviously still homes out there. However, the other issue is that it's not just going to be any cats in the house that he's going to want to attack. If it was a built-up area, he'd be going out, he'd be causing a lot of cat fights. Because of his build, that isn't fair on other cats. So we're very responsible. So we say we would need a rural area without many other cats around. Or he could be in a more built-up area, but with access to a catio or a cat-proof garden. So now you're whittling down. So he needs to be the only animal in the house, only older children. And then the problem is he doesn't travel well. And when we say he doesn't travel well, he will hit his head against the carrier until he actually hurts himself. So it needs to be in quite a short distance from the cattery. He's an absolute love bug. But if he doesn't get his own way, he will let you know that he's not happy about it. He's very intelligent. He watches the CCTV. He's very energetic. He's very demanding. He's very noisy. So people love him. They say, oh my goodness, I want him. We have comments. I am sure he would be fine with other cats. I saw one today on the post. With patience and time, I'm sure he would adjust to other cats. No, he wouldn't. He would want to assert his dominance. That's the cat he is. And it's not fair putting any existing cat under that pressure. So every cat is different. You will get different types of Bengals. You will get more territorial, less territorial. Obviously, he's a male, so that likely might make him more territorial. He also has a history. He was a stray. Might have been used for breeding. So we don't know about his history. Because he's a bigger cat, if he does decide that he wants to tell you he's had enough, that obviously makes maybe more of an impact than another cat. I was playing with him yesterday and he put his paws around my legs, but I was wearing jeans, so that's fine. And I've got Kato, he trumps me on a regular basis. So he is an absolute wonderful cat, and we know there is an owner out there for him. We just haven't found them yet. So if you look online, just in the UK, you will find lots of Bengal kittens for sale. Of course, there's also fake Bengals for sale. They're just tabbies. But people are paying hundreds and hundreds of pounds, over £1,000 for a Bengal kitten. And I will indeed, Leslie, no spoilers please, I will be talking about Bengals in more detail. So, what is a Bengal? It's a breed. It's basically a hybrid, and it comes from crossing an Asian leopard cat with domestic cats. Now, especially, but not restricted to, the Egyptian male, but they also can be bred with Abyssinians, Bombays, not, he said Bombay Saffy. No worries, Leslie. It's not a quiz. I won't deduct points. A Bombay, a British Shorthair. Then they breed with a friendly breed, because obviously you are breeding with a wild cat. There is a Bengal rescue. because unfortunately people will adopt because, as Fran's saying, they're their designer cat. Absolutely, like the designer dogs. They're a designer cat. Everybody wants one until they get them home, and then they realise that you can't leave them all day. They'll get bored. And then, unfortunately, you need to find new homes for them. And he's, you know, having good old groom here. His markings are spectacular. His eyes are spectacular. But the reality is, he needs a specialist home. Yeah, I know, Linda. I was thinking about the mating myself, and then I decided I didn't want to think about it, and actually realised that it's probably done artificially. Now, Bengal coats can have spots, rosettes, arrowhead markings, marbling, so they can look different. Now, obviously, he's got rosettes. You could keep siblings together from young. Because then they'll obviously know each other. Of course, then you're talking about a lot of money. I mean, literally some of the... obviously, there are backyard breeders, and then there's registered breeders, and there's proper pedigree papers. He's not in a segregated area in the cattery. He has his own pen. We just wouldn't, you know, I looked at a video which was really funny that somebody had taken of a cat when we were looking to rehome, walking down, you know, the space outside the pens, and you could see Caesar putting his paw out. Kind of like, yeah, he is, you know, don't get me wrong, he is a delightful cat. And in the right home, he will make a wonderful, wonderful cat. A wonderful addition to the family. So he has time out with us. He'll come and spend time with us because, as I say, he needs that. So he'll sit with us on reception. And he will meow loudly for attention. He gets bored. He'll come in and he'll just demand attention. So he loves this. He loved this time because it was all about him. And he was had all this time just with somebody constantly playing with him. Now, the earliest mention of a Bengal... the earliest mention of an Asian leopard cat crossed with the domestic cat was made in 1889 by Harrison Weir. So, it's not new, but it wasn't until 2016 the Cat Fanciers Association accepted the breed for registration, but under the restriction it must be an F6 or lower, which means 6 generations removed from the Asian leopard cat or a non-Bengal domestic cat ancestors. So F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. And we'll talk about that slightly. Now, the Bengal is the only domestic breed with rosettes. And they are spectacular. And what you're used to doing is seeing them on wildcats. Now, in some countries, you need a permit to own a Bengal. Or in the US, some places have bans on owning a Bengal. And I think what we have to realise in all this popular pet ownership, we really need to research before we adopt. Obviously, you know my thoughts. Adopt from a rescue, don't buy from a breeder. Marlene, you're asking why, but I'm not quite sure why. You're asking why. Why. He would need somebody, ideally, who's going to be at home all day, or at least not out a lot. Previous Bengal owner would be great, somebody who understands the breed. Oh, banned, because well, because of the devastation they could do to the local wildlife, because obviously, so for example, I'll talk about something else in a minute, but yeah, I mean, there is lots of information about Bengals online.
Caesar! Caesar!
He loves these little spring things. How much bigger is he than other breeds? He is a bigger cat, but it's actually also around his strength. So you can see his muscles. I'm not sure why I'm whistling. I think I was trying to confuse him. I think there was a bird in the place. Who knows? The thing is to keep him entertained. So it's about realising that you can't just... He's not the sort of cat you can just get and leave, because he needs that interaction. He needs the stimulation. He's intelligent. He's energetic. Same with different dog breeds. Hello? Hello, Caesar. Let's have a look in your ear. Caesar, look at me. 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 Ignore me. Ignore me. Ignore me. Cats are wonderful creatures. I'm fortunate to be owned by 5. Basking in the sun. It's getting to be a little bit sleepy, is he? Getting a little bit sleepy? Or just look at that. I don't know how much he weighs. I don't think we've weighed him. A lot. A lot more than a normal cat. I wouldn't be picking him up. I mean, now don't forget this video session is in 2 parts, so he would eat, well, he'll eat more than an average domestic cat just because he's bigger. And, oh look, let's go under that corner. No, really. And of course, because he's more energetic, he's going to burn off more food and therefore eat more as well. Unlike me, who just eats more and doesn't burn it off. Mitzi, you've got a cat, 18 pounds. Yep, that's good. That's large. I can only do kilos. So there's that video. So then we'll have a look at the next video. So on the 18th of March, I saw a post. Pardon? And you imagine that. He does that quite a lot. The meowing. Treats. If I remember, I'll share one of the posts from Maidstone RSPCA did, which really shows his shows off his meow very well. So where was I? Right, so yeah. So saw a post from Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary, which is based on the Isle of Wight. And it was on World Serval Day, and 18th March, so the day before my birthday. And there was a post on their website which wanted to raise awareness of the cruel practice of interbreeding exotic felids with domestic cats within the UK. Of particular concern is the breeding of servals to produce a savannah cat. It also referenced Bengals, Caracat, which is a cross with a caracal, Shawsey, which is a cross with a jungle cat. Now bear in mind, I've probably made awful pronunciations. It said, I'm still talking, Caesar. His eyes are spectacular. And you can hear him purring. He's got treats falling from the sky. The Isle of Wight is quite a way away, and he doesn't travel well. So we're looking for a home, hopefully in the sort of area around Headcorn, Maidstone. Whee! Flying treat.
Caesar! Caesar!
So the webpage also says, the source animals are often kept in small, inadequate accommodation that does not meet satisfactory welfare standards. Animals are purely used to generate profit for their owners. There is a rapidly increasing number of rescued servals and savannahs. There is an unregulated sale of hybrid kittens. They sell for large sums of money. Savannahs are extremely territorial. They can be aggressive to other cats in their boundaries. They can spray more than other breeds. They have tricky diets. They need lots of attention and stimulation to avoid behavioural issues. And they can be aggressive. In the UK, you would need a dangerous wild animal licence to own an F1 Savannah cat. So, of course, as we said, so you've got the F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. So that one is so very close. And I think that we have to remember we are tinkering with nature. I remember I went somewhere for a massage once, many years ago, and they had a savannah. And they explained how he was destructive. And they didn't want to let him out because obviously they paid so much money for him. And he sprayed in the house. you absolutely wouldn't set him free. He would chomp all the wildlife. The other reason that I meant to say is obviously because of the type of cat he is, can't rehome him near any busy roads or a railway, because he will roam, he will travel. Trista, you might want to turn it up. You can hear him purring. If you're not hearing him meowing, then you've gone deaf or your volume's not on, because he's got a really loud purr. I mean, he's got a really loud meow. But obviously, I'm RSPCA, so for me, animal welfare is the most important thing. It's not about having a cat with beautiful rosettes. Except for rescue ones, obviously. And he is a loving boy. Look at that face. But he's not for a first-time cat owner. I think you're right, Laurie. I think a lot of it is about... It's all about influences, and, you know, there are some genuinely lovely people who have Bengals, don't get me wrong. And they are those that have researched the breed. But some people are getting them just because they are a designer pet. But I know somebody is out there who will adore him for who he is, what he is, and will give him the right home environment. And yes, Casey, I'm glad you recognise that, because what we do is he has got a home with us for as long as he needs. Because the worst thing to do is put him in a home and he ends up coming back because the owners can't cope and he's unhappy. But the trouble is, of course, every time we put on the page, we'll get people coming who think that he can live with other cats. How do we screen? We just ask questions. We ask them to complete an application form. And then we look on Google Maps. And unfortunately, if it's in a built-up area, I wouldn't want a Bengal living next door. Wouldn't be fair on my cats. But he's happy with us at the moment because we are trying to give him that enrichment. We don't do home visits. We haven't done them since COVID. We do virtual home checks. We need to make sure people obviously are... and then we can provide advice as well. And I don't know if you can hear Trista, but if the rest of you can, he's just purring. There's probably another headbutt on the table. Very impressive purr, and I do love the underside of his chin as well. But you can actually see here from the torso that he's not a small boy. You may have noticed, but the video has indeed stopped. And I am afraid that's your lot. But hopefully you have enjoyed seeing Wren, Swift and Caesar with photo appearances from Robin and Hattie. Thank you so much, those of you who have been able to send me something, so I will pass it on to Maidstone RSPCA so we can continue the good work. Thank you very much to everybody who's liked my video as well. Hopefully that'll help with the algorithms. So as I say, we have successfully rehomed Robin, Hattie, Wren, Swift. We are still looking for a home for Caesar, and I am sure we will find the right home, but we won't rehome him to just anyone. Mike, you're almost funny but not funny. Just stay on the naughty step until the next tour. Thank you, Marlene. What I was going to say is next Sunday, I think the weather might be kind of nice. Might be kind of nice. So I was thinking return to certain Valence, and we might repeat my tour about the numerous Richards. Or I might go to Lewes Valley, and we might do that one, which is where the IT went a bit awry. So we shall see. Watch this space. It really depends on the weather. I will be rather tired because I am working a lot next week. And I haven't really had a break this weekend. So we shall see how I go. I need to be careful I don't overdo it. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support. Lots of love. Take care, and see you soon. Bye.